Taurus, welcome to your reading for January 2016. This month it looks like a good month. You start off with the Queen of Spades, and the Queen of Spades is a card of trusting yourself more. This card I think it's been coming up for you, Taurus, several times now. It's pretty interesting that it keeps showing up like this. It's a card that really says you need to step up and be the leader of many situations in your life, not just one, pretty much many. The Queen of Spades, she really has no fears. She has nothing to worry about. She just does stuff. She just kind of leaps into things. I feel like this was a big message for you in my 2016 just general overview for you, Taurus, was just like leaping into something. You have the Seven of Clubs coming up next. Also another card of leaping into things and just kind of diving into something. It could be a relationship, it could be a business, it could be a job, it could be so many other things. The Queen of Spades, it's on the other deck that I use, or one of the other decks I should say. The Queen of Spades has a blindfold on, and that's really a good representation of the Queen of Spades in general, because, I mean, she would just jump into any situation, and it really says, like, okay, like, you've been planning something, you've been thinking about something, and now it's really a time for you to just jump into that darkness, and not even being able to see on the other side. You know, it's kind of like she would totally be the sign that does that, you know, to open a door into something, not be able to see what's on the other side, and she would just jump right in without knowing. So it's kind of like a big card on that. And again, you have the Seven of Clubs coming up next, which really speaks to that. It's a card of great success, by the way. Seven of Clubs is a successful card. It's a card of growth. All the Clubs cards represent growth and growing. And, you know, but they also can represent fears, and the Seven of Clubs definitely represents fears. But the card itself really says you have to, like, overcome a lot of those fears to reach that certain level of success. And like I said, with that Queen of Spades, she would be the one to just totally jump into this level of darkness. Like I said, I mean, I feel like I'm repeating myself a little bit here, so I'm trying to come up with some other things to say, but I mean, you know, because I've said this, like, I feel like the past weeklies have been very similar to this message for you. But you know, it is what it is. It really is. And then next you have the Jack of Hearts. Jack of Hearts, for some of you, could indicate an admirer. Jack of Hearts is usually an admirer, somebody who's interested in you. They're usually pretty forward, so if you're single and you feel like somebody is an admirer, they probably are. You know, they usually don't try to hide it. For the rest of you, the Jack of Hearts comes in and it can ask you to have more fun. Jacks always come in and ask for you to enjoy yourself more, not to be so serious, to look for times and opportunities to have more fun in your life, and all of that. Next, you have the Ten of Spades. Ten of Spades is definitely leaving something behind. Your reading really specifically talks about this jumping into the unknown type of situation in your life, and it's going to be different for all of you. For some of you, like I said, it could be work, business, could be a relationship, whatever the case may be, but it's anywhere where you have a fear, where you've been thinking about going in a certain direction. And it's interesting because this card, you know, it's very much kind of like a death card. It symbolizes leaving something behind and being able to move forward and to get over a lot of things. And so what I did is I turned over the deck and I wanted to just look at the bottom card. Sometimes I do that. You know, I don't really talk about it in the video, but sometimes I do that because usually my bottom card here is a good kind of outcome for the last card that I pulled, being this card. So, you know, the card that I pulled is the Eight of Clubs, and isn't it interesting that I always say, with, like, you have the Seven of Clubs here, that the odd-numbered cards want to be even numbers. That Seven of Clubs, it wants to be an Eight of Clubs. It wants to be balanced. It wants to create that balance in your life. So it's almost like if you can let go of this fear, these fears, and you really kind of just take something on and really just jump into something this month, this could be your outcome. This is an incredible card, directly tied to Jupiter as well. It's one of those few cards in the deck that is tied to a planet. It's a card of abundance, of getting things that you want, but it does require work. All eights require work, and it require you to do things, but the rewards are really big. So really take those steps this month. You could have a really great month if you do. So thank you for watching.